So, they used to call him Baby Jokic, but now we must call him the conductor. Alperen Sengun has blossomed into this all-star talent for the Houston Rockets, and although I understand why most used to see him in the shadow of Jokic, he's honestly much more than that. When you look at this play here, I want you to tell me what you notice. Hopefully you all realize that KD is wide open at this moment. Now some would say it's smart to gamble on this steal when the player has their back turned to you, but for Jaylen Brown to leave KD is an insane gamble. And as he fails to force the turnover, KD just rises up over the top of Hauser with no problem. Oh, and trust me, this isn't just a one-off thing, because when Sengun catches in the post position here versus Brandon Ingram, not only do we see Scotty Barnes come over for the help on the backside, but Colin Murray Boyles also comes down to help out as well, and once again, they leave one of the best scorers in NBA history wide open, and hey, you already know what happens next.
Ingram, here's Durant, and he sticks it.
Yeah, this here shows you just how good Alperen Sengun is and why teams have to stay on high alert when he gets the ball. In those past two clips, we've seen teams go to double him, but this simply doesn't stop him from dissecting your defense. Here when he pushes at Sam Hauser, we're going to see Sengun use a spin move towards the paint, and would you look right here, the double team is in full effect as he's completing the spin move. But with Reed Sheppard wide open and Sengun able to react quickly, it's another three for Houston to knock down.
On a triple
it's one thing to be able to set guys up who can't create on the floor for themselves at a high level, but when you stick Kevin Durant next to him, this takes things up another notch. The Rockets can now run these two-man actions where a whole entire side is cleared out for Durant and Sengun to operate, and this here leaves the defense in a very vulnerable situation. With KD being such a great scorer, you want to stay glued to him as he can come off this handoff to then curl around and pull up for a midi, or he could choose to come off and shoot the three. So this here's where you can all out get punished. Because with Tobias not wanting to fall behind the play, he reacts hard to KD stunning at the handoff, and wham! That backdoor drop off, well, it's underway. This here is special, as Sengun can control the offense with his passing, but also like we've been seeing, he can put up numbers in the scoring department as well. I know it's early in the season, but at the time of recording this video, Sengun is averaging 22 points, 8 rebounds and 7 assists, while shooting 47% from the field and 47% from 3. This here puts him on track to have the best season of his career, and ladies and gentlemen, we are just getting started. What if I told you that defenses can't help off of him due to his three-point shooting, or else they would pay for it from well beyond the line?
Kick out Sengun, he can knock him down.
It's not just his three-point shooting that's improved though, as he came into the season with a much better handle. And what better way to complement that than to add in a hezzy pull-up from mid-range for pure butter.
Sengun got the contact, banging the bucket, Sengun.
Alright, hold on now. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves just yet, because there are much better dimes to showcase than the ones we pointed out earlier. First, we'll start off light, and then we'll work our way up. If you look at this play here, Sengun is getting heavily pressured, and as you all can see, Amen Thompson is flashing middle ready to receive the pass. While most guys in Sengun's situation would try and sell the contact even more to get the foul call, there's none of that selfishness over here, so Sengun uses one arm to shield the defender and the other to dime up Thompson. Anytime Sengun has the ability to set up one of his guys, he does so with no issue. Here he could have went up for the easy layup off the cut after he got Jaylen Durant in the air with the pump fake, but hey, why not just drop it off to Adams for the much easier conversion?
Two great passes.
And with his three-point shooting being a threat this season, it makes defenders jump out, allowing him to attack, and with the smaller Anthony Simons being the next defender, Sengun could have took him to the basket with ease. But this is where spreading that wealth is a key thing, as it leads to an and-one for Amen Thompson. When you look around the league, it's not too many bigs that can exploit lapses in the defense like Sengun does, and this is why he's such a valuable piece for the Rockets. Just as we talked about earlier with teams helping off on KD to double Sengun, well, it doesn't matter if it's KD or not. Teams will double him just so they can stop him from scoring, which leads to open threes for his teammates. And although it may look a little wonky, when he gets doubled by Dallas on this action, he doesn't try to square up or place the ball through this gap around the defense, as he simply lobs it right over the top of Gafford.
It's double frozen.
Trust me, I understand that teams want to stop him from getting in a rhythm when it comes to scoring, but little do they know, this actually does three things. First, when the double comes, it allows a cutter to flash middle, which can break your entire defense. But if Sengun chooses not to send it there, then second, it opens up this find in the opposite corner. And last but not least, this gives Sengun some juice to his game as he thrives off setting up his teammates. Now look, I get it. some of you really don't enjoy the passing, as you would much rather see someone put the ball in a basket. But I'm telling you, it's the little things you end up missing, such as his quick reaction timing when it comes to spinning off the pick and roll directly into traffic, only to then send it out to the perimeter in a seamless motion. And when he uses that handle to get downhill, he ends up in a crowded area, but he doesn't panic and try to force up a bad shot, as he navigates through the situation like he doesn't see anyone but his teammates slicing back door. This amount of pressure handling from a big is truly absurd, and trust me, I'm not kidding, because when Toronto literally swarms here near the baseline on this play, he doesn't lose the ball, look for his first kick out, or rush to attack the rim. He just calmly dribbles away from the double and hits Capella, who's cutting right down the middle. When I look at Sengun, these are things I can immediately notice. He can run the offense from wherever he's at on the floor at any time. 2, he handles pressure very well while still making the correct decision. And to wrap it all up, the team plays much better when the ball touches his hand on any given possession. And think about this, we're saying all this despite Kevin Durant being on this team. So that right there should show you just how good of a player Sengun is if you haven't been watching. And hey, if you've reached this point in the video, you've noticed that we've only talked about his passing skills. So what exactly happens when he starts scoring the ball himself? Well, for starters, when we look at all players who have played 5 games with 25 minutes or more, Sengun is number 1 in the league for offensive rating at 126, and amongst all centers in points per game, Alperen is ranked at 5th with 22 points a night. Yeah, he's a lot better than most would think, and his scoring, well, it comes in a multitude of ways. Instead of being just a paint-heavy big man, Sengun can offer some tremendous floor spacing for this team, as he can knock down a deep 31-footer off the kick out from Thompson. If he gets a mismatch when he's operating out that post-up, well, he can turn around and nail that hook like it's nothing. And you tell me, how many bigs are isoing out from 30 feet away to set up his defender for the Turkish spin cycle?
Takes him off the dribble, spins into the lane, loses it, and scores!
When you piece all these ways of Sengun scoring together, he becomes quite hard to cover. And what makes him even more special is that he doesn't even need the ball in his hands initially to be creative. With every big in the league, the pick and roll is their staple to get an easy bucket. But with Sengun, he's a little different. While most would give up on the play here since they didn't receive the ball, Alperen instead stays with the play while sliding in front of Barnes to make this play more receivable. Many times throughout the start of this season, Sengun would make defenses pay if they weren't on their P's and Q's, and I'm being for real, what was PJ Washington doing ball watching this hard? These cuts here can get him in the flow of things without exerting a lot of energy, and I know we've stated that he's the main focal point of this offense opposed to KD, but well, right here I want to show you why KD elevates his game even further. With Sengun and KD initiating a handoff action, they can either choose to follow through with it, or you can use it to fake out the defense to then drive the ball. As we roll the clip, you're going to see Sengun fake the pass to KD, but look what happens. Both defenders end up chasing KD due to his elite scoring, so now Sengun can send it away to then get it back and route for a slam. This ability to see the holes in the defense is nothing new to Sengun, as this is how he picks apart the defense with his passing, but now once he's in rhythm, that's when he starts using that handle to then muscle his way inside to get the N1 bucket, and when he's filling the lane on the fast break, he can get a little groovy with the 1-2 Euro step to defeat the defense. Ooh wee! I'm telling you, this guy's a special talent, and that's not even the end of it all. Just like earlier how we discussed him passing out of doubles, well when he's doubled in the post here, he uses that spin move to evade the situation, and then instead of going up on the side where he can get blocked, he decides to use that reverse for more protection. Other times when he turns his back to the basket, he'll use that big body of his to muscle defenders all the way into the paint before hooking it over the top of 2 contests. And just to add a little sauce to the whole entire meal, we get to see him hit that late shot clock fade away. Yeah boy, this man is a certified problem that the NBA is gonna have their hands full with all season. Each and every year, he's been improving, and with the focal point being more focused on him, he's able to showcase all his skills he has in the bag that help this Houston Rockets team be successful. Right now, this team is 5-2, sitting at 3rd in the Western Conference, and we have yet to see KD really get in his bag and find his groove. If you ask me, this team is gonna be scary, and I'm not just saying that for clicks, I'm being serious. Like, have y'all seen the way Amen Thompson is hooping right now? I mean, he's just, hold on. I'll calm down and I'll save that for another video. Comment down below your thoughts on this team and what video you want to see next. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you're first to know when I upload. I thank you all for your support. We just hit 30k subs over 2 years on this channel. I can't be more grateful. Thank you for everything. I hope everybody has a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video.